I will be your host. We are going to have a very special guest today, Mr. Thomas from 0xtracker.m. Hi, Mr. Thomas. So while he is setting up his PC, I would like just to share what is this session is all about. Cryptocurrency and crypto asset have evolved a lot from the first ever it started. It started as Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we just keep it in our wallet, and one day we hope it become Moon. But now with Web 3.0, Blockchain 4.0, DeFi 2.0, things have changed. They are staking, they are farming, now they even have superfluid staking. And we have our money virtually everywhere, different chain, different platform. So it's difficult for us to track it, until now. Well, my good mate from 0xtracker.app, he has created a dApp, a platform where you can track all your wealth in just one website. And that is what we are going to showcase today. So without wasting our time, I would like to invite our speaker today, Mr. Thomas from 0xtracker.app to showcase his application. So Mr. Thomas, anytime you're ready, you can start your session and sharing.
Awesome, great, thank you. I just referred to you as King Crypto, so how else would I what would you like me to call you? Is Doctor all right? You're muted, I think.
Yeah, King Crypto is fine.
King Crypto is fine,
Yeah.
all right, great. So before I start going into the application and sharing it, I guess I'll just give a little introduction about myself. 0xtracker started as a community-based tool. We one day I just got into the new DeFi portion of crypto, and I had no way of tracking my assets. So I said, let me build something for myself. I'm not really a developer by trade. This is not really what I do. So this kind of happened by accident. So I built this thing for myself, made primarily just for one farming application that I was involved in. And I released it to that community because there was other trackers out there on the market, but they weren't tracking this specific application. And then from there, we started a Telegram and we got people involved and kind of just started taking community feedback. And we get people such as yourself coming in like, hey, please add this, please add that. And it kind of just started to grow and grow and grow until where we're at today. It's taken up a big portion of my free time, so I don't really get to invest anymore. So if you're looking for any investing advice on this call, I'm not your guy for that. So this is primarily what I do now on my free time is keep the application up and running, keep it growing, using all the funds that we do get via donation or from any advertising revenue, we kind of put back into the application to whether it be hiring some developers. We actually do have a front end developer now. When we first started, we didn't. It was just me. He may be on the call listening in. He's been a huge help to getting us where we are today. And yeah, we strive on engaging with the community. Like I said, people like yourself, and taking feedback from that, and then growing it out. You know, we're not being backed or funded by any venture capitalists or anything like that. We long term we would love to, but right now we just want to keep growing with the community. We feel like we're here early, and it's exciting. So
I think I remember like every few days I will bug you, brother, bro, make it this, make that, make that. But I think yeah, it grows to something very huge now. I think when I first used it, it was different, very different from what it is today. That's why I think it's good to showcase it to the public and community.
yeah, definitely. Exposure is probably one of the things we're lacking on the most. Everybody we engage with loves the application. And listen, there's a lot of competition out there, and we give our competitors credit. A lot of them have a lot of money behind them, so they have a huge advantage on us. But it really is nice to hear the feedback from you guys and grow. We feel like having that engagement with the community is more important than anything else, and that's gonna separate us from the other competitors out there. So like I said, keep it coming, man. I know you've been bugging me about Waves network integration for a very long time. So maybe that's next on the list. We did finish Terra wallet integration, which I'm pretty excited about, and because there's not many alternatives for the Terra network, but maybe Waves will be next. If maybe after this call, all your team here who's watching, maybe they'll start bothering me as much as you about it. All right, so
Okay.
I guess let me jump into the app
Sure.
and we'll do a little overview. And if you see anybody engaging for questions and stuff, you could just interrupt me while I'm talking and we'll go over that specific question. I got no problem doing that. So let me share my screen now.
I just want to add a bit. This in my language. Bagi siapa yang ada masalah bahasa, boleh cakap atau tulis. Nanti saya akan alih bahasa ke bahasa Inggeris lah. So I'm just telling them if they have any language difficulty, they can speak in the local language and we'll translate it for them.
Okay, great. Yeah, sure. That would be great. Hold on 1 sec. Let me share. All right. I think I'm sharing now, right?
Yes, screen is good.
All right. So 0xtracker.app will take you to our dApp, and this is what you're going to get when you land on our page. So there's numerous ways to query your assets that are out there. I guess we'll go start at the top. There's a simple wallet entry field up here, and we support right now four different wallet types, right? So if you don't know, there's the EVM style of wallets, which most of you probably, it's the more popular one out of all of the networks. This is typically what MetaMask is set up for, right? So if you have MetaMask plugin, you'll see this wallet type. You can have this address right here, 0x, and then a bunch of different hashes make up your full address. So we support all EVM, not all EVM networks, but the most popular ones. If we come to our supported farm page, you'll see the networks that we support. So Binance Smart Chain is an EVM network. Avalanche network is an EVM network. And then within each network, you could see the applications that we support. So Binance we support 119 different applications. These could be lending protocols, farming protocols where you just stake your assets and receive a reward. And we do some custom ones as well. So that's typically the most common amongst them. So we have Avalanche, which is EVM, OKE, Xchain, which is EVM, Phantom Network, which is EVM, the Polygon Matic Network, which is EVM, Arbitum is an EVM network, Moon River EVM network. Kronos is a new one that just popped up recently and started gaining some traction, is a EVM network. Harmony is EVM. Qcoin community has their own chain, and that's an EVM network. Ethereum, obviously, the most popular one out of all of them. And pretty much all those other networks are borrowing the Ethereum network technology. So they're just pretty much forks of Ethereum. Boba is also another EVM network. Hubi EcoChain is an EVM network. XDAI EVM. Meter is a smaller one, but EVM. Celo network, Polis is a new one that we just added. And then we get to the other ones. So those are all the EVM networks. Your wallet address is the same across all of those networks that I just went over. So whatever your wallet address is here on the Binance Smart Chain network, we could switch to Ethereum and it's going to be the same address. So you would just enter that one address and we're going to search all your assets over all of those networks. Then we also started branching out. We support the Cosmos chain. So any staking you do within Cosmos, I'm not too familiar with Cosmos. So King Crypto, you could kind of jump in here and maybe explain this a little bit better on how we which type of assets we do track on Cosmos, because it's more than just osmosis and the native staking of Cosmos, right? So we support a lot of different staking options on Cosmos, right?
Yeah, basically, Cosmos SDK has quite a number of subchains. For example, like Osmosis, Secret, as well as actually Luna is part of Cosmos, but they are more up and towards Tendermint. But I think anything that is under Kepler wallet is basically Cosmos SDK.
Right, on the Kepler wallet, right. So anything that you interact with your Kepler wallet with, we support under Cosmos staking. For the most part, there may be some networks that slip through the cracks. But for the most part, your wallet assets and your staking assets will be tracked. We also have Solana, which we just support one farm right now, but Solana wallets and any assets in Radium should be tracked. And then we recently added Terra as well. So Terra wallet balances are just new to the application. So anything that you see in here will be supported when you track it. Now, there's numerous ways of doing it. If, let's say you just have one wallet, and I'm going to pull one of these wallets that I have here just for the demo purposes. I'll take this one, which is an EVM wallet. I'll plug it in here. It recognizes that it's an EVM wallet, and then we could just hit go. And what that's going to do is query all of the assets in all of the farms and in your wallet that is associated with this specific wallet address. Okay, so high level, this is going to be your full portfolio balance. This is everything, including your wallet and anything that's in the farms. Okay, your wallet balance is your total wallet balance over all of the networks. The farms is your total dollar balance over all of the farming options that we support. And then pending rewards is any unharvested rewards that you may have in any of the farms. So those are really high level indicators that we show to you up top. As you scroll down, they remain static for you to see. So you have those same numbers here, no matter how long the page is, you could always refer to it. I'm going to kind of jump around here. I'm sorry if I am jumping around, but I can't deal with the light mode. So we're going to switch to dark mode. It's hurting my eyes. So here's, okay. So we went over those. Now this historical profile, this gets, as you continuously use the application, the historical profile will store a snapshot of your account at that time. So now that we ran it, everything that we've just captured here will get stored in our database, and then we kind of create a historical chart for you. It's still like in a beta phase because there is times you can see there's like a huge gap here, and it may be just a bug with a farm or a token that we stopped supporting, that we did support, something like that will make it like this. So it's not 100%, but I'll show you where it comes into play that I think is more valuable. But this is a total portfolio balance of that specific wallet. And then we have some nice indicators right here on the right-hand side. Token distribution is all your tokens, regardless if they're in a liquidity pair or not. We break them out for you. So my highest holding in this wallet would be Cake. And it's indicated here in the color coordinations, right? And then Memo would be my second one, WBNB. And like I said, this doesn't matter if it's a single asset or in a liquidity pair. We separate the two and just give you your holdings over all of the farming options broken out into a distribution. And then we have a platform distribution. So in this wallet, most of the assets, $554 worth, $7 worth, are in Beefy Finance. Then we have Wonderland Money, Iron Finance, B Reap Farm, and then Jet Fuel.
Impressive. You still have
specific
iron.
wallet. What was that?
You still have iron.
Iron, yeah. Well, they have an iron lending. Yeah, everybody kind of got out of them. Like I said, I don't really invest anymore, so this is like my dev wallet to just test things out. Yeah, Iron Finance was actually one of our first advertisers, and we had a really, really good relationship with them. So it's unfortunate what happened to them. They're actually a really good group of people that are running that. But they still do have a stake in crypto. They still do offer some farming and lending options. So I don't want to throw a dig at them completely, but yeah, I do still have some iron. No Titan, but some iron assets we have. And then network distribution. So as we said, this is an EVM wallet. So a majority of the assets are in Binance Smart Chain. And then we have some in Avalanche, some in Polygon, and a very small amount in Harmony, 17 cents. So that's your breakdown there. And then as we continue down the page, we're going to have our wallet assets here. This is all of the assets in this wallet address that are just in your wallet. They aren't in any farming. They're not earning you any interest or any rewards. So right now we have $224 tokens of Matic, and the price is $2 a share, and the total value is $464. And then you have all of that here. So you could kind of sort these if you want to do it by alphabetically. If you want to do it by token balances, you'll see most of all these are scam tokens here. And then we have the price, so the price of the token, and then the value. So you and their tabs. And then we get down to the farms, right? So the farms here, there's two ways of viewing this. We have this view, which I actually enjoy more, or we have a card view. So the card view is like our original design when we first built this. And it pretty much will show you by farming application, your total assets, and then in this parentheses, any pending rewards you may have, and then each of those assets. So in Beefy, we have Cake. This is the total value, $400 worth. And then the total stake and total LP, we really should clean this up because it doesn't really make sense in some cases, but the total stake is 27 shares worth of Cake because we're in Beefy. And the total LP worth, this is not really an LP, so it doesn't really make sense, like I said, but the actual representation of Cake is 37 Cake. So in Beefy, if you guys don't know, Beefy is an auto, how do you say it? It's a yield optimizer. So what it does is it'll invest in another platform and then take the rewards and automatically compound them back into your original investment. So when we switch to this view, and sometimes this is buggy, so I hope it works, but let's click this and see. All right, so it did work, great. So what happened here is that we originally invested 31 Cake into the application. And the way you could access this is these little eyes on the left. Some networks aren't supported, but for the networks it is supported in, we do, you could click the eye and get additional details about your deposit. So we invested 31 shares or tokens of Cake originally in Beefy, and right now we're up to 37. And how that's happening is that off the 31 shares we were farming, earning interest on it. And what Beefy was doing was taking that interest wherever it was, selling the rewards,
and buying cake and then putting it back in. So now our total staked is up to 37 shares of cake. So we pretty much earned an additional 6 shares of cake for a net increase of 18% of our original investment. All right. And then it'll actually show you your deposits and withdrawals as well. So that's why I do enjoy this view a lot, because I could see how much it has compounded in the compounded one. So this didn't compound too much, you could see. So I'm going to switch back to this other view right now. And another thing in this view that I do like that isn't in the table view is this view history. So what this will do is actually show you a chart of just this specific farm. So the dollars worth was, we were at on the December 6th, we were at $570 worth. And then it'll show you each time you run it, just this specific farm, what our dollar average was. On the 10th, it was 584. And then obviously the market took a pretty big hit recently. So we're at $557 worth.
I love how
this
chart show how wrecked you are.
What was that? Oh,
I think I love how the chart shows how wrecked you are.
Hold on. I'm sorry, my other head on me. What did you say?
I just love how the chart shows how wrecked you are.
How the chart shows how right I am? Yeah, if you look at my chart, it's just going to be a steady decline the whole way, right? Yeah. So it's a good feature when the market's going up. It's a bad feature when the market's going down, right? So yeah, that's something that I feel is pretty valuable, interacting with that view history button. And then we go down a little bit more, and for these lending protocols. So if you guys don't know, some protocols allow you to take something like here, we could take out Matic, and then we could borrow against that. So instead of selling the Matic that we have to get USDC, I could put up the Matic. So I put up 50 Matic, and then I could borrow against that and just get a stable currency and go purchase another token. And what they'll do is they'll use this as collateral for my borrowing. So you do pay interest on the borrowing, and you do get paid interest on the lending part. So what this little chart up here tells me is that I'm allowed to borrow up to a certain percentage of this. So it looks like they're probably at like a 50% borrowing rate on Matic. So I'm allowed to borrow up to $52 worth, and I have borrowed $5 worth. So you can see here I borrowed $5 worth of USDC, and this will change obviously as the price of Matic changes. So right here is kind of your risk factor of getting liquidated. So right now I'm at a pretty low risk. I'm only borrowing 9% of the total amount I'm allowed to borrow. So that's what this view will give you. And we'll scroll down a little bit more. So these we could view the details on as well, like we did in the chart view. There's some other buttons here that we'll get to once we actually connect our wallet. I'll show you them. And then we scroll down and it's all the same thing, right? We got some more lending stuff. We have right here, we can see that we have $8 worth of rewards. Same here. We have some rewards waiting to be harvested. We got more and more assets as we continue to scroll down, right? So that's how they're viewed to you. Obviously, you can see this view is kind of long. So I do like to see this a little bit more condensed. And yeah, so in this view, the lending is a little bit different. It'll show you an accordion and expand it for you, and then show you your assets that you've deposited, the value of the deposited, and then the borrowed, the value of the borrowed. And then same thing with the chart here. So I'm allowed to take about $5 worth, and I took $2 worth, so I'm at like a 40% rate right now of my total amount to be borrowed. So yeah, so that's pretty much the full view of the profile. Now there's some other ways you could interact with this. in this view here, regardless, you could always do an export of your data, whether it be in JSON or CSV. So if we click CSV, we'll get a, as that's opening, we'll get a Excel sheet pretty much, or CSV file full of all your assets. And you could kind of do what you want with this. You could, run it once a day, save it, and it's sorted by network, the farm, even your wallet balances, I believe are in here. Yeah, so you see here, Crow has a value, and then it's the token pair, the staked amount, the dollar value of your pending rewards, and then your total dollar value of that whole farm. So you could export this, save it, build your own little database if you want, keep track of things, which is a nice little feature we have. So
Thomas, I want to ask for this
yeah.
export of data. If let's say I
Mhm.
change the currency, will the data reflects the new currency?
You know what? That's a good question. I haven't tested that yet. And I'm gonna say that it does, because I think it just kind of reads what's on the screen here. But I could be wrong. So it may, let's try it out. So that's another feature I didn't really go over
Ringgit.
yet. You could switch up your currencies here. So we have some cryptocurrencies you can
MYR.
change. Yeah, MYR was the bigger one that you were requesting. So we'll select that, and you'll notice that all the values switch over. I hope they're right. You can see up here we have it in the native currency, and yeah. So let's try exporting it and see. I'm gonna say no, but no, it doesn't. Right? It's still 100 USD. So that's a good thing. We should probably put a ticket in for that, and put that in as an option, because it makes sense, right? If you're switching the currency, you should be able to export it with that same currency selected. All right. So we do have a currency selector. We could compare it against, some people like seeing their net worth. If you're a big player, they like seeing it in BTC. Someday will be a full one there instead of 0.005. So yeah, we have a currency selector here on the left-hand side. We also have some other options up top here where, yeah, let me move this. So this option right here will allow you to connect your wallet. Right now we only support MetaMask, but if I connect it, it gives you a warning that any functionality with the wallet is still in beta, so we can proceed. We'll select MetaMask, and it should give me a pop-up here, I believe. Maybe not. This is my computer that I just set up for the first time, so it might not be working. But what that'll do is it'll connect the wallet. It'll automatically put the wallet address up here for you, and then some of these farms, you'll see these buttons here on the left. And what you could actually do is, when the wallet's connected and this wallet address matches the wallet address that's connected, you could actually harvest any pending rewards we may have. So let me switch this back to US dollar, and we'll sort this by total pending. So right here for this, at these assets I have in Blockline, rather than going to the application itself, the native application, I could just click harvest rewards here when it's enabled, and I'll harvest this $8 worth of rewards automatically through the application, rather than having to jump back and forth. One of our main goals is to have a one-stop shop for everything. We don't like the idea of having to jump through many different things to and have all these tabs open to view your assets. And we think the main goal is to just have one interface you go to every day, track your assets, move some assets around, possibly identify new farms that are earning a decent amount of yield that you could get into. So down the road, we want to do that. We want to do it the right way though, so we're kind of taking our time with that. So yeah, if you connect your wallet, you could interact with the website a little bit more. You could harvest, you could withdraw your assets in case of like a rug pull scenario. You'll be able to do an emergency withdrawal if your funds are still there. And um, those are the two main ones that we could interact with right now. So it's harvest any pending rewards and withdraw any pending rewards that so, and this is something that we have just to specific farms. We want to build it out to all farms. Like you'll notice these adamant farms, we can harvest. In theory, you can. We just haven't had the time to do the research on them and build that out in the application. So that's how you connect your wallet up top. There's also a Revox area, which it's technically revoke, and I'll get to that in a second, where you can interact with your wallet. The next thing here is any preferences we have. So you could toggle the list mode or card mode from here if you want. You could toggle the dark light, as we've seen. The rounded will round all your assets. Right now it does it to 4 decimal places. We just changed that, not 2. But you could take the rounding off completely and just see the full length. Some of them are really, really large and you have to see it, but it's kind of ugly when you have it turned on. So you could toggle that on and off. Small balances will hide or show the small balances in your wallet. So you'll notice the page is at 10 because there's a lot of scam coins that get airdropped around. If we take the small balances out, it'll hide anything under like $5 worth. And then empty pools will hide any pools that are below $5. So come down here.
Thomas, there's a question from the group. They would like to know the name of your website. Is it is it the same as 0xtracker.com or is it just 0xtracker.app?
0xtracker.app. There is a 0xtracker.com that we're not affiliated with.
Okay.
When we first launched this, we didn't really know there was a conflict there. So as we continue to grow, we may have to change the name at some point, but right now it's going to stay as 0xtracker.app. I can actually type it in the chat here. 0xtracker.app. It's not O, it's 0. So like 0 the number and then X and then tracker.app. Okay. So now I've seen somebody ask a question about many wallets, so we're about to get to that in a second. The empty pools. Well, it hides any pools that have a value below $5. So there's a lot of pools in here that had low value, and you'll see this is above 5, this is above 5. So it kind of gets rid of all the dust you may have laying around. Okay, so that's how you change those quick references. And then right here is our profile view, which I'm going to jump into now. So if you see on the left here, there's a profile, and you could create a profile on the site to query over multiple wallets, which is the preferred way for me to query some assets. So we could type the name of the profile in here. We could say main profile. We'll create it. And now you have this long page with options in it, right? So first thing you're going to have to do is add a wallet. So we're going to add an EVM wallet, and I'm going to grab this wallet here. You could do EVM. If you want, you could do another EVM wallet. Okay, add that. We could add a Cosmos address.
Cosmos forever.
Add that, and then we'll add Terra since we just launched that, and like I said, I'm excited about that. So where is it? Right here. All right. So now we have 4 wallets associated with this profile. And now you could just click at the click of a button, search over all of these wallets that we have associated with here. Now, as you can imagine, the more you add here, the longer the queries are going to take. So we encourage you to select just the app, the farms that you're in. We're going to put a text search in this to make it a little bit easier, but these are pretty much all the farms that we support. Well, I'm going to run it over all of them for now. There is no harm in doing it. It just may take a little bit of time. Okay. So you could toggle them off. If you know you're only in a certain farm, like 11, you could just toggle that one on, and then it won't query these other ones and waste time doing so. So I'll leave that on for Binance Smart Chain. We'll leave the rest on for everything else. And then when we come back to our profiles page here, I'm sorry, the portfolio page. In the profile in the top right, you'll see that we have a new option called main profile, and we could select that. So when I click main profile here, it's going to start querying all of the wallets that we put in, and it's going to query every single one, all of the farms, no matter the network, of all those wallets. All right. So let it run a little bit, and it's done. So think about this. We just searched over for 2 wallets. I put EVM in. There's over like 200 platforms there. So we searched over 2 platforms, over 2 different wallets, all the wallet balances, and then we have Cosmos integration and Terra integration on top of all that. This chart may look a little weird, but what this does is shows a line graph for each wallet separately. When there's a drastic change like this, it's kind of useless to look at it this way. But that's what this does. Let's see if there's like a 1 day that may look a little bit better here. No, because this one is so high, I guess the rest kind of get dwarfed by it. But yeah, that so right now you have an indicator here, right, of the wallet color, and that takes it throughout the entire application. So you'll notice here on the left, this Matic balance is associated with the purple wallet. And when I hover over it, it actually shows me the wallet address, right? So right here is this BNB balance is associated with the green address. And then this Luna balance obviously is going to be associated with the Terra address, but it's the orange one. So it takes this color code right here throughout the entire application and color codes the assets for you based on your profile that you're in. There's also a new thing that we put in here, filter. So if we just want to view the assets, we queried everything. But if I just want to view the assets of, let's say, Terra, I could click save on that. It won't redo the query, but it'll filter out. Besides the chart, we have to do some development on that. But it'll just filter out the Terra assets. And like you said here, we have the Luna and the UST in the balance here. I think I have small balance still, so let me take that off. I knew I had another token in there. So it'll filter out the entire page based on, oh, look, a little bug. I got to leave that for my front end guy. So it's not filtering the lending and borrow section. But yeah, so it'll filter based on the network up top instead of you having to requery it. If I just want to see the Binance Smart Chain assets, I can click save here, and it'll show me just the assets in the Binance Smart Chain without having to requery everything. So yeah, let me turn them all back on. And yeah, so we'll scroll down more, and it's kind of the same thing, but all of the assets are color coordinated, and it aggregates all of your wallets for you. So at the click of a button, you could have, I always suggest creating a profile, and then you could query as many wallets you want in one shot, in one time. And okay, so that, yeah, that's pretty much how we use the application. It's good practice to continue using the application to grow your charts and grow your historical information. And I guess we could go over the revoking mechanism we have here. So if we query this one wallet address and we select a network, it only supports certain networks right now. We haven't really grew this out and then we hit go, it's going to query all. So when you send tokens back and forth on the networks, you have to authorize that token. So let's say this Walled Finance, this Walled token, I'm trying to find something that may have, okay, so here's a good example here. So right now I have in my wallet 40 tokens worth of this E11 token, and I've authorized the approval amount of an extremely large amount to this platform. So technically this platform could make, once I authorize it once, it then can make, not, you still have to authorize the trade, but it's a vulnerability. And this page was meant to show you any tokens you approved out there and how much the approval is, and you could revoke them right from here as long as you have a wallet connected to it. So this wallet address, whatever, these are all the token approvals that we did. And then we can revoke the privileges of this specific contract. So that way, let's say you do have a scam platform that you are in, you could come in here, view the contract, and then revoke the permissions from that contract. So that was the idea of this. We didn't build it out fully. It's kind of messy, but it does work. So if there was something you feel like you're extremely vulnerable to, like this USDC token, I could see where I approved this USDC token and then revoke it. People typically do that as they go into a contract with one of these farms, and then they leave that farm. They'll go in here and revoke it. That way, they don't leave themselves exposed whatsoever.
I like to add something here for my
Yeah.
fellow Scholar Crypto member. If you see many times people were sharing in the groups, oh, I think MetaMask is not safe, people get hacked, etc., etc. It's not actually about MetaMask. It's actually who do you allow them to connect to your wallet. So this is actually a very good application. You can always audit whether you have a connection with a non-safe contract.
Correct. And like I said, we plan on building this out a little bit more. It's not our top priority, but we want to flag any contracts that are scam contracts. That way you know. That way you have the ability to filter them out and such. And kind of clean up your profile and make sure that you're not exposed in any way. Right. So this is something that we just kind of laid the groundwork on, but that was the idea of this page. And yeah, so that's pretty much the application. I guess we could kind of open it up to questions now. There's not so much to speak of with a portfolio tracker. Like I said, we don't really show you besides the historical values, we don't really show you like where to invest in next. We want to get into that as we add all these networks. Like we just added Terra, and we want to add a couple more things. Once we get past that and we feel like we're kind of stable with the amount of farms we support, then I think we're going to start going into the area of actually telling the user where to make good investments. I think that's a big gap in the crypto application portfolio tracking tools. Some try to do it, but I don't think they're doing it the right way. So I think that would be a huge benefit. Like, hey, you're staking your USDC in this farm, but this other one is going to net you 10-20% better. You should probably move your funds into that one. So something like that is what we're looking to build towards. But yeah, I guess we'll kind of open it up to any questions.
All right, so I'm just going to read some questions from the previous chat. Well, the first question is,
okay.
Is it safe to actually interact with this tracker? What is your view, Mr. Thomas, on this?
Is it safe to interact with my wallet, with your wallet on the site?
Yes.
Yes. So there's no separate contract interaction. All you do when you connect your wallet, and I don't know why it's not working. Maybe there's a bug, but let's see. So you'll never get on our site an approval notification in your MetaMask. It will never, you're never going to have to approve a contract interaction that you are unaware of. So let's say, for example, I connect my wallet here and I want to harvest my rewards from 11, right? I will have this engaged. I'll click harvest, but I'll never get a notification that tells me, hey, you need to approve something. Because you have already interacted with this contract already, right? If they're the red flag with interacting with this site with your wallet is if you get a pop-up in MetaMask that says you have to approve something. Do you approve? That is going to be a red flag because that means you're interacting with a contract your wallet never interacted with. We don't do that. You're still directly interacting with this contract from 11. It's just a skin. Our UI is just a skin on top of it. So there's no risk in interacting with the website. Um, you're gonna get up in MetaMask. I think there's a thing that shows you if you're connected or not. Yeah, see this right here, not connected. It'll turn to connected when you do accept the warning that we put in that it's in a beta mode. You'll get connected up here, but you are always going to get prompted to make a transaction, whether you have this on the side here. And when you're connected, the only thing that that does is communicate to the MetaMask plugin any interactions you have. It doesn't allow us to withdraw. It doesn't any website that you connect to. It doesn't allow them to withdraw or make any trades for your wallet or withdraw any trades from your wallet. So I feel it's pretty safe. There's the only time I said that would be a red flag is if you're gonna get a pop up to author from MetaMask to authorize a contract to do something. Then you know something's wrong, which is technically impossible to happen here. So I think it's pretty safe. I don't think there's any backdoor things going on. So
For those who are listening and especially those who ask this question, basically this tracker is mostly in most situation is a read-only mode. So they only read your public address, which everyone can read. So yeah, so it doesn't really interact unless you ask it to do so. Me myself, I have been using it for months now. I have no issues with it. In fact, I like it so much in compared to the other tracker. So
thank you for that.
I've been your big fan since ever. Seriously.
Yes, thank you. And I know you know your stuff and you know our competitors and stuff. But like I said, I feel like us having a very direct engagement with the community is what makes us different than others. There isn't any suggestion that we turn down, and yeah, that's only going to help us keep growing.
So I'm opening the session to anyone who has questions. You may ask the question, and if you want to ask in our native language Malay, you can do so, and I will translate it for you. Anyone? Okay, I think I got one here from my message. They asked me if let's say they find any bug in the dApp, how can they report it to you or share it with you?
Okay, so there's two ways. My preferred way is to go to our Telegram, which is at the bottom here. I am constantly engaged in our Telegram group. It's a very poor way of managing bugs, but another way is to that we have a board tracker. So if you come here and we open this up, you could actually submit a bug if you sign up to this site. It'll allow you to come in here and it'll show you all these tickets. So someone's saying like the pair token value has an error. It's not the correct one. Can you fix it? We do look at this, but I like I said, direct communication with the community. So Telegram is probably the best bet. Which you could access right here in the bottom right. But we do also check our board as well. So like I said, Telegram, our Telegram channel is always has people in it discussing things. And yeah, I would go to our Telegram for that.
All right. One more question from my message. What are the future chains you plan to support?
Did you ask that question or someone else did? No,
Someone in the
our future plans are to grow out Solana. Solana's it's pretty difficult to develop on, and the documentation out there isn't too much. So we want to build out Solana. I do like the network a lot. I want to, like I said, Terra. We just implemented the wallet stuff. I want to implement the farm stuff. Um, I know Waves Chain has been heavily requested by you, so that's on our roadmap as a next option to put into the portfolio tracking. I don't even think there's a portfolio tracker out there that does it, right?
there's only
So
one for Wave. There's only
yeah,
one, but I managed to convert some of our Malaysian community into Wave user. I think I at least have 10 of them. But we have only one, wscan.io, but it's not very good.
right. So I want to add that into the application. Once we do that, I want to grow out the wallet interaction a little bit more. So right now I only could interact with this specific contract and they're very streamlined. I want to be able to interact with all contracts. I want to be able to have it so that I could just withdraw my funds right out of this contract directly. And then we also want to set up another part of the application that allows you to view other potential assets or farms that you could stake in and show the APYs on them. And then so the main goal and end goal, like I said, is to be able to just withdraw directly from this contract and then go into a tab and say, okay, where's the best place I'm going to be able to stake my USDC today? And I'll be able to just deposit right into that contract right from our UI. And yeah, so another portion of the application here would be potential investments. And we're still there's a lot of work that needs to be done with that to do it correctly. So we've kind of put that on the back burner, but that would be another part of the application that we have on our roadmap. And then that's about it.
Okay, I got one question from the chat. So I will read it out for you. Sorry if this question already explained. Is there a different feature we get if we connect the wallet or just paste the address on the search?
Okay, so yes, so when you connect your wallet, you'll be allowed to do things like harvest your rewards directly from the application. I might be able to do it on this one. Let's see here. This is my other mission that I have running. Let's see. So when you paste your wallet address in here, it's strictly read only. You can't interact with any of the contracts that you have already interacted with, right? So let me take this wallet. Let's see if this works. I'll run it for the single wallet here.
I think for one, you are still not supporting BV Finance, if I'm not mistaken.
Which one is that?
Harmony, I think you haven't support BV Finance on Harmony.
Beefy on Harmony. Oh, look, got a little one of our RPCs probably had a little trouble there. But let's see. I'm pretty sure I support Beefy on everything. No? Yeah, look.
Oh, okay.
Beefy on
Auto Farm.
Harmony.
Auto Farm, you haven't support Auto Farm.
Auto Farm on Harmony. Probably no. Maybe. Wait, let's see. Yeah, so you could come in here and search over all the farm. So if you're looking for Auto Farm on Harmony, no, it don't look like it. That's the one that we gotta add. So there you go. So we could. There's a new request that we could add. I'll probably have that spun up pretty quickly. Yeah. So let's see if this Wallet Connect works now. There we go. So it connected here for whatever reason, wasn't connected on the other one. All right, so we connect, our MetaMask is connected on the Harmony network, and what we could do is, I know I have probably something on this wallet in Binance Smart Chain, so I'm going to switch my node to Binance Smart Chain. And okay, the wallet disconnected, wallet connected to the network BSC. So now I'm on Binance. And when we scroll down here, you'll notice these buttons are now illuminated, right? So we'll do pending value. Do here, I'll do this 11 one, right? So when I connect the wallet, like I said, if I just pasted my address in here, I'm a complete read only. I can't interact with any of these farm options right here, right? But here, let me clean these up, retry all. That's a new thing we put in. So it'll retry all the ones instead of having you retry them. Occasionally they fail. Like Pickle keeps failing, probably because they changed something in one of their contracts and I have to update the code. So it'll always fail. But the other ones failed probably because our RPC servers got overloaded, which happens from time to time. So now there's a retry all button in there. You could click, which looks like it worked. Okay, so now that we connected the wallet, you'll see that we're connected here. We're connected on the left with the MetaMask, and when we come up here to MetaMask, it says that we're connected. Okay, and now we're on the Binance Smart Chain network. So any farms that have pending rewards, it looks like they're all Binance related. So what we could do now is come here. I could click harvest, and I'm gonna get the pop-up here. Now notice it's not asking me to authorize the contract because I already authorized this contract. That's how you know that you're directly communicating with the 11 finance contract, not with 0xtracker whatsoever. All right, and I'm gonna hit confirm here, and we're going to get a pop-up probably soon once the block has been mined and processed. Sometimes it takes a little while. There we go. So the transaction's been completed. We just harvested those rewards. And now, so I had $3 worth of rewards right here. I'm going to rerun it. It doesn't automatically rerun it for you right now. I have to talk to the developer about that after you interact with the contract, we probably should just requery that one specific farm. But we can click the refresh here. And it's going to requery that. Okay, so it's done now. And then when we sort by our pending value, you'll notice 11 is not at the top anymore, and it's probably all the way at the bottom somewhere. Because there you go, that's the contract we just, and there's a very small amount in there now. So yeah, so you could, the benefit of connecting your wallet is interacting with specific contracts. And like I said, we want to build this so that you could interact with all contracts and you could deposit directly from them and you could withdraw directly from them. Right now, we just support emergency withdrawal. You only want to do this in a rug pull scenario. You don't want to do this on a farm that you are comfortable in, because emergency withdrawal function leaves any pending rewards behind. It doesn't harvest them for you. So you just keep that in mind. It's for an emergency scenario. You don't want to use that on a farm that you're comfortable with. Okay. So just keep that in mind when you're interacting with it. So that's the only benefit of connecting the wallet, or else you could just do complete read only if you don't really want to interact with the contracts. There's no difference. Okay. In that regard, the only difference is that you get to interact with some of these farms and harvest your rewards directly from the application. Pretty much, yeah. Eamon. You could still farm without having to open the farms directly. The only thing you can't do is deposit into a new farm or deposit into a new farm or contract for that case. And you can't withdraw yet from a specific contract. So you still have to go to the native platform to do those actions. But like I said, we want to build it out so that you don't have to eventually.
All right, so we now open to anyone who have any more questions. Anyone who want to ask anything? All right, so I think no other question from the participant. Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas, for the time and presentation. Your website looks spectacular. You want to say anything?
No, just that I hope you guys continue using the app. It's only going to help us grow. And please come stop by our Telegram channel. I'll put the link. I mean, it's on our website, but you could I'll put it in the chat as well. That's where we take most of the requests. So if you do have any requests for a farm we may not be tracking, or any suggestions or any features you'd like to see added to the app, please come to the Telegram channel, hang out, be part of the community, and I look forward to hearing your feedback.
All right, thank you everyone who participated. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Have a great day, everyone, and see you in the next class tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to teach you basics of the crypto assets, part 1.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Take care.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Thanks.